Hello and welcome to Antelope News. I'm Ryan Range. This is our final show for fall 2020 and we're going to be taking a look back at some of our favorite stories from this semester. But first, finals week starts Monday. Kylie Schwab of the Video Production Foundations class talked to 3 students about how they're coping with the pressure in this unusual semester.
As the semester ends, UNK students are busy preparing for their finals. Due to COVID-19, students are taking different approaches to their finals, as some classes have moved fully online and others remain in person. The decision to move classes online was made individually by faculty.
The in-person finals preparation have been the same as pretty much every other year before all this COVID stuff. We are doing some reviews today and Friday, but other than that, I've been studying outside of class.
Students have been through a lot this year with the ever-changing pandemic, but the transition from in-person to online classes was easier than the previous semester. Some classes decided to move completely online following the Thanksgiving break and will continue online for the remaining 3 weeks of the semester.
In March, my family and I just kind of packed everything up in like 24 hours and went home, and I had to go do all my studies in the dining room, and I just wasn't prepared for it. And then recently, they had told us prior to Thanksgiving that hey, this is gonna happen, so I was a little bit more prepared for it. Plus I can just chill in my dorm and do my studies, so it's not as big of a deal.
Despite her classes being fully transitioned to an online format, sophomore Sydney Badura has decided to still house on campus for the remainder of the semester.
I decided to stay on campus for the remainder of the semester because I wanted to be closer to my friends, and it's just a nice environment. I enjoy living here.
Like any other regular semester, finals and dead week can be stressful for students. Badura talks about how she plans to deal with her upcoming tests.
I'm preparing for finals by studying ahead and utilizing the Learning Commons.
Around 70% of students chose to remain in residence halls. With the return to campus, UNK moved back to Phase 1 as the Kearney area experienced a spike in cases. Dr. John Falconer, Senior Advisor to the Chancellor, recommends that students continue to wear masks and practice social distancing. Additionally, free COVID testing has been extended through December 15th. Students can register by emailing covidtesting@unk.edu, just in time for finals week and holiday break. While some are dreading finals, many are looking forward to Christmas. Kearney held its annual Christmas Walk on the Bricks event on December 3rd. Jamie Heffler of the Digital Storytelling class checked it out.
Kearney got into the holiday spirit this year with the annual Downtown Christmas Walk. Children were able to get any last-minute letters to Santa sent out and stop for some hot chocolate on the way. With Santa, one of his elves, and Mrs. Claus, the whole group was here to bring some Christmas cheer to our community. People came from all around to gather and help out with the festivities. Shops went all out to bring light back into our lives, and volunteers braved the cold to raise money for those in need.
We've tried to make it as safe as possible as we can for everybody, and so the precautions we've taken is we've supplied the PPE for them: gloves, masks, sanitizers, and disinfectant for the kettle for in between shifts, those type of things. I think that it's given the people a sense of safety in their volunteering.
The Christmas spirit is alive and well in Kearney and continues to bring the community together during these unprecedented times.
Even if you missed the Christmas walk, there's still some holiday cheer in downtown Kearney. Some local merchants are participating in a Deck the Windows decorating competition that goes through December 20th. You can vote for your favorites at ABC Drug and Gift or the Kauffman Center. And now for our semester recap. Here's Cassie Brown to take us back to the beginning of the semester when we were still trying to figure everything out.
My favorite event of the semester was Loper Distancing Days from clear back to our first episode in August. This was the first package I've ever produced, and it was an adventure traveling around Kearney and the UNK campus to cover every aspect of the weekend.
Loper Distancing Days was kicked off on Friday with Glow Yoga, where students donned glow sticks to light up the night.
Some people hear yoga and they're like, I can't do it, my foot doesn't go behind my head. Anybody can do it, you just have to have a flexible mind.
The night was cut short, however, by the unexpected spray of the lawn sprinklers. But there was another yoga session in the morning that made up for the previous night's interruption. On Saturday from 1 to 3, students spent the day in the sun paddleboarding at Yanni Park. Frisbee golf also took place on Saturday afternoon. That evening, the UNK residence halls participated in the sidewalk chalk competition.
Since everything's kind of travel themed too, we did like a volcano, we have like a tiki guy, and we have dolphins and flowers and like everything Hawaiian. I think it'll be like really good since it's so colorful and like you have to look at it when you walk by it.
Some students used Loper Distancing Days activities as an opportunity to meet new people and make connections.
They're definitely fun because then you get to meet more of your floor, and at first I thought all these people were weird, but they're really cool, so.
Sunday evening was also filled with fun activities.
I'm on Foster Field here at UNK as students are wrapping up this eventful weekend with Rec Round Campus, the final activity of Loper Distancing Days. As you can see here, some students are enjoying a game of spike ball, others playing cornhole at the fountain and can jam over at the bell tower.
Taking us back to homecoming week, here's Cassie Sloan.
My favorite story to cover this year was the homecoming lip sync battle. Despite not really being able to lip sync due to wearing masks, the event was still a success. It was nice to be able to get together during this time of separation and social distancing to perform for the entertainment of students, faculty, and staff. The fact that we could still have the homecoming lip sync battle showed just how much the student body is willing to come together to make an event like this work.
Hi, Lopers. We're here at the Lip Sync Homecoming Royalty Crowning event at the Health and Sports Center, and I'm performing with the Christian Student Fellowship Group. We're here to see residence halls, fraternities, sororities, and campus groups compete. Stay tuned.
Mackenzie Peterson and Jacob Roth hosted the night's events, introducing each team as they performed. First to perform was Alpha Phi, Pi Kappa Alpha, and Sigma Lambda Beta, who did not place. Next was Alpha Xi Delta, Phi Delta Theta, and Sigma Tau Gamma, who also did not place but received spirit points. Christian Student Fellowship performed next, receiving 4th place in the competition. Alpha Omicron Pi, Sigma Phi Epsilon were next, receiving 2nd place. Receiving 1st place was Gamma Phi Beta, Delta Tau Delta, and Sigma Lambda Gamma. Finally, the group from the towers performed, receiving 3rd place.
We put in a lot of hard work and really did our best this year, and I think we do that every year with the hopes to win, so it's always that mindset of going for the gold. But this year especially, I think we had a really great group of guys come in, which really helps always. And our girls just put in a lot of hard work, so it was awesome.
UNK Drumline performed after the lip sync competition. The homecoming royalty queen finalists were Jaden Fish, Faith Jackson, Kelsey Sanger, and Olivia Slater. The king finalists were Enrique Adabo, Gabriel Amagacher, Trey Janisek, and Noah Limba. Gabriel Amagacher and Faith Jackson are UNK's 2020 homecoming royalty.
From the Antelope News, I'm Cassie Sloan.
This news show has been a product of the class JMC 343 Video at the Antelope. One of our reporters is not even in the class, and no matter how hard we tried, we couldn't get her to stop submitting content. I'm joking, of course, but here is one of our favorite pieces by Grace McDonald about a walk in her shoes.
Last Wednesday, UNK students and faculty took on gender violence one step at a time. Starting at Cope Fountain, participants marched at the A Walk in Her Shoes event for Domestic Violence Awareness Month.
A Walk in Her Shoes was really an opportunity for the males on campus and the males in the community to see what it's like just to put on a pair of heels and walk around for a little bit. The deeper meaning is to understand the plight, the struggle, the challenges that females may face in society, whether it's domestic violence or anything else that originates there. It's a good time to look at those around us and go, how are they dealing with the situation and how can we help?
Statistics were announced while students took one step for man and one giant leap for woman. Meanwhile, others struggled to strut their stuff for 10 minutes in someone else's shoes.
Honestly, this is the most painful thing I've ever had to do in my entire life. My feet are killing me, my legs are dead, and I have some real sympathy for some girls now.
The event was sponsored by UNK Fraternity and Sorority Life, the Office of Equity and Compliance, the Office of Diversity and Inclusion, and the Gender and Sexuality Resource Office. Over $500 was raised and donated to the SAVE Center, but after reaching the finish line, most were relieved to ditch the heels. For Antelope News, I'm Grace McDonald.
Another annual event that COVID couldn't stop this year was King of Hearts. Here to introduce her piece about the event is Gabby Webb.
This is my final year here at UNK, and I finally got to go to the annual King of Hearts event. It was kind of weird because it was on a screen this year and it felt like movie day in elementary school. But it was still a lot of fun and it was all for a great cause. Take a look.
This is what King of Hearts looks like on a normal year. In 2020, it's a little different. This year's show was pre-recorded and then presented at the Health and Sports Center. 13 men from 15 different organizations on campus participated by filming their talents, all for a good cause. Proceeds for the event went to Women's Heart Health. In the end, Mason Casper was declared King of Hearts. For Antelope News, I'm Gabby Webb.
And with our last featured look back, here's Brittany Manuel.
I chose to spotlight my piece on the Sisters for Soldiers event. This was the last video I produced for this semester, and it was great to see the community and UNK working together during this tough time. Alpha Omicron Pi kicked off this holiday season with their annual Sisters for Soldiers event. Students and Kearney residents gathered together the night before Veterans Day to decorate cards and make care packages for U.S. military members stationed overseas.
I think it kind of brings a realization as to how grateful or how lucky a lot of us really are getting to go home on the holidays, be with our families, have a nice home-cooked meal, not have to work. That's a big realization that not everybody gets that. A lot of people have to work, like the military don't get the day off. They are still getting up and fighting for our country. And I think that just kind of brings it into perspective. And so a lot of people realize, oh, maybe I should help make care packages or maybe I should donate, sort of thing, and just be more grateful overall for what we have.
In the weeks leading up to the package assembly, monetary donations and supplies were collected at grocery stores and organizations in town. The campus and Kearney community worked together to gather items such as candy, snack foods, toiletries, and DVDs.
It's really cool because it's brought together the campus community. Already tonight we've had a couple different organizations stop by and bring us donations to just add to our donations that we already had. It really gets the community involved as well. Our goal this year is 450 packages, so we can't do it all on our own, so it is really helpful to have people from campus come out.
Individuals with family members or friends overseas were able to provide a specific address for a box. Many participants had a personal connection to the military.
A big reason for coming is my dad served in the military, and when he came home, he would always talk about how he would get gift packages for Christmas and whatnot, and how that really lifted the spirits of everyone overseas. And I thought, what better way to give back than to do the same thing that I know makes a difference.
A total of 451 care packages were made this year, reaching the sorority's goal. The boxes will be sent to the nonprofit Soldiers Angels, where they will then be shipped to military bases overseas. The remaining $3,000 AOPI received in donations will go to the Central Veterans Home here in Kearney. For Antelope News, I'm Brittany Manuel.
On a tragic note, we wish to dedicate this episode of Antelope News to our friend Sejun Bai, who passed away this fall. Ji-yoon Kim interviewed Sejun back in 2018 about his love of biking. We want to share a piece of that interview that captures his exuberant spirit and love for adventure.
The farthest place that I reached in Nebraska is Grand Island. When I tell my friends I've been to Grand Island, Nebraska, with my bicycle, they respond, "Why did you do that? Are your legs okay?" Well, the reason I did that was because that's what I do, and that's what gives me happiness. And was my leg okay? No, they weren't. Next week, after finishing my midterm, I'm planning to travel to Holdridge, Nebraska, and back. I don't think it's gonna be an easy journey because it's over 60 miles, and it's gonna be my personal record in Nebraska. But I believe that it's gonna be fun. So if you see me on Highway 30, please wave your hand at me. I will definitely wave back.
Thank you for watching this semester, and stay tuned for more content from Video at the Antelope.